Hi friends, welcome back to Dergy be Playin Zero Time Dilemma. Last time, this happened. And by this I mean this. Do I take this to mean that Q and C team don't exist here? I imagine at least. There's at least going to be implications, if not a full explanation, as to why the fuck this is a thing whenever we do this. And what I imagine is this is what allows us to go back to, I think, another history where these teams will at least have fragments to select again, whatever them not having it even means here. And what I'm worried about is that I still don't see Phi in this picture. And they obviously don't want you to know exactly what happened to her yet, but what I'm thinking is that machine changes histories. So somehow she ended up using that machine to manifest herself here. And that is also how Akane is able, and I think it is this ZTD Akane that went to 999 as, like, the machine specifically stated, or Zero did, or something that, yeah, Zero, I think, said this, either that, or it was, like, in, like, the documentation all over the room somewhere, but either way, the machine, like, only manifests, like, the data, doesn't actually transfer their physical form, but it seems like it does? That would explain the fact that, like, Akane was present for 999, even though we learn later in 999 that she shouldn't be alive. And I don't think she really was alive. And that was implied by the fact that she just kind of poofed. She literally just disintegrated, ceased to seemingly exist. Because she didn't really exist there. Like, a data manifestation of her is what existed in 999. And that would explain why Phi is here. She isn't really here. A, like, data manifestation or whatever of her is here. Because that machine made it. Because both Akane and Phi ended up using the machine to even manifest in their games. That is my theory right now. It's the only explanation that makes any damn sense whatsoever for those two's general predicaments in the games that they first appear in that, you know, I've come across so far, so I'm sticking to it for now at least. That machine's obviously extremely important, but I'm still kind of getting over the fact that they literally just aliens, and there's just alien technology in this game that is mostly based on real scientific concepts that, of course, is fantasyified, but, like, come on, it's just, like, literally, like, let's inject some things that we have no basis for being real whatsoever, even possibly. All of the sudden. That's what I find so, like, appalling is the first word I want to use there, about the whole aliens thing. That's why I made that thumbnail, where it's, like, I replicated that meme. I literally took the guy's hands from that Ancient Aliens meme, where the guy is, like, you know, he looks like this, or whatever, and he says, aliens. Like, it's, like, supposed to be, like, making fun of, like, how that entire show is, where it's, like, here's these weird things that we're kind of, like, talking about in a way that vaguely makes sense that they could connect to this one thing in an extremely, like, nebulous fashion, and therefore aliens. And that's what this feels like, except this is actually what's happening here. Like, this is, like, obviously real in this world. There's no reason for me to believe that the alien machine doesn't actually do what it says. And even that it isn't actually alien. Because it doesn't look human at all. It's not supposed to. It seemed like the ability to fucking transport people across fucking space-time is a very not human thing. It's a very... I mean, I'm sure there is some kind of scientific theory about that, but, like, I don't know, they literally were just like, here, have some alien technology in this game that has mostly been based on real science concepts. I've just found that so weird. I can't get over that. But regardless, now let's see what the hell else I'm not going to get over about this scene. I'm afraid that Phi either doesn't actually exist here or she's dead here. And that everyone else except for Diana and Sigma are also dead here. But what I'm hoping and also thinking is there's something that we're going to be able to change on the other history that will then allow us to have more fragments here, because we will have changed something that for some reason would allow these people to be here. Either way, this is either about to be a room Or even maybe just a super long cutscene thing, and then that'll be the episode. And I mean super long, like, if it's like an hour long, like, literally, then, yeah, I guess that's the episode. That'll be an easy one for me. I'll be happy about that, frankly. But it could also be another short thing, like the first come, first saved fragments. And that is what I'm leaning towards this being. And then there will be something that will imply that we will have to go back here and choose to go back to the other world line, maybe. Or maybe it'll unlock new things. Who knows? I'm excited because this is unprecedented for me. This is an interesting thing happening here. And I don't know what else to call it, but what I do know is that I really want to know, so let's go and do it. I'm glad that I only rambled for 8 minutes there. I have done so much more than that. I end up cutting out so much extraneous rambling at the beginning of my videos. I'm trying to cut it down, and it's difficult because I always have so much to say about a game like this. It's just so dense with humifying things and such. And good presentation. And, like, I literally keep wanting to say I just like how the background looks, and I'm always kind of mesmerized at how just... You can have these non-intrusive but very intricate animations, and I'm just like, how do they make this? How do they think about it? I love game tech, man. It's so interesting. Like, if you really think about, like, how the fuck does a game look and sound and feel and play like it does? Like, it feels like magic that these people are just doing with a bunch of code and stuff. It's like, wow. Anyway. That sense of wonder, I think, is part of what I like. I love games. Because they very easily give me that sense of wonder. And I don't even think I want to learn to be a game dev, just to keep that mystique. But I do want to be involved in writing game stories. Because I have a lot to say there, and that's probably one of my biggest passions, game stories, or else, well, I wouldn't have this channel, would I? Yeah, even like the sounds are alien, the look of them is supposed to seem so non-human. It's like, there's no reason to not believe that this is literally just aliens.
Did it really work?
Well, we got into the input pods, and we came out of...
The export pods.
Diana, look at your watch.
1805.
Well, we climbed
wow.
into the pods.
Yeah, so we literally traveled across time.
So,
but not really, because it's another world line too, surely. I keep wanting to say world line, and I think that comes from,
It's possible that it's 1805 on January 1st, though.
God, what was that other
Good
time
point.
travel related?
It also means
it was a visual novel that I
2 or
read.
3 days
I'm
off.
forgetting right now what it's called.
Or even
It
3
also
or
has a
4
really good
years.
anime.
There's no way to know the
It's also
exact
by
date
Chunsoft
of it.
related. Pretty
What we see
sure.
on this watch could be fake. We have no idea.
Sigma, can I ask you
I
something?
don't think it's fake, though.
You were the one who prepared everything.
As
on
much
the
as I kind of
input
want
pods,
this to
right?
be fake.
Yes.
This is not a red herring. It's like the
exactly
most
did you set
obvious
it to?
thing, as
What do you mean,
ridiculous
where?
as it is, that
The
has to be a
transfer
true
point for the
device
transporter.
to me. Because it connects so many dots I didn't have
I don't
connections to
know.
before.
What?
It's not my fault. We didn't have time.
Huh.
I couldn't read any of the text on the display.
Okay, yeah.
So
Because it's alien.
pushed a random
Jesus.
button.
Oh boy.
Random?
Okay, so we have to know specific inputs. And because we
Still
pressed a random
highlight when
button...
we came out in an alternate history.
Yeah, I think in alternate
And
history
if
where
that's
literally
true-
everyone else is dead, so that's great.
If I could be here.
I unfortunately don't think so, because she wasn't in the thumbnail, but they wouldn't put her in it, would they? In this particular scenario. I honestly wouldn't if I was writing this. But I don't think she's here, unfortunately. It thematically makes too much
Doesn't look
sense
like
as
she's
much
here.
as... That's oof. But the themes in this series are oof. Who would have thought? I'm really wondering what happens here and what the implications of this really are. Because I still don't know... Wait, did she get killed? Who got killed by whom? Did everyone die here? Wait a minute! Wait a sec... Wait, does that mean like their alternate versions died? Or was it Phi?
Phi! Tell me you're safe. Where are you? Answer me!
Was that Phi's blood? Was it one of theirs? Could they have died here and
I'm
then
not really sure,
came into it
but
from the other one? Maybe.
maybe the history we're in.
What was that? It won't open.
Maybe the history we're in what? I have no idea what history
Anyway,
you could be in.
Let's find a way out of here. We'll talk later.
What was she gonna say? I honestly don't know how she would have finished that sentence. Are you supposed to know? Oh wow, this is a room. This felt like something that might just be an alternate thing to me. Like just a cutscene. And then you're just supposed to go back. I don't know why, but that felt like what this was gonna be. But this is a room. What is that? Oh, is that... Oh, that's like the... Wait, what is that stuff? Yeah, the water doesn't look quite right. Yeah, it's very green. Yeah, okay, this is the acid that melted someone in here. Okay, so this is a history where... I think it's a history where everyone died, but either way, we actually have a room to do in here. I honestly didn't think there would be one. I'd even go so far as to think it could be dangerous. Don't step inside. I'm also going to do my best to actually voice act, because it's been so hard to remember. I'm doing my best. You know when I really mean something when I'm doing this the whole time I'm saying it. Either that or I'm masturbating. Thankfully, this video is evidence that that is not the case here, but what about every other time I've done that on video, huh? Anyway. No, I wouldn't masturbate on a video. Or would I? In fact, wait. They haven't been through a first come, first saved in this game. I guess they must be standing here, then. And that's the only part of the room that they're standing in. So maybe this side doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. Oh wait, whoops. Okay, we'll need to still investigate stuff. We should turn the light on if we want to search here. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, so I don't see anything. Or is there gonna be boots we can put on that somehow don't melt with the acid, or who knows? And it looks like the lights are off over there for a reason, because you're obviously not supposed to go over there yet. But yeah, they obviously have not been through a first come, first saved, or actually no, they could have been. They may just not remember going through a first come, first saved, or they might not have been through one, but either way, they do not remember what the acid is. Yeah, the only reason they would have remembered what the acid was is if they went through a first come, first saved, and they pressed the button and the others died. Because the only time you remember is times where you killed someone. So I need to start being sus. I just fucking realized, I don't know why I never really thought of this, but I have a feeling that as morbid as this is, but welcome to this series, every single time that they remember something that could have happened differently than what they're experiencing in the current history, it's because that was a history in which they ended up killing someone. Whether intentionally or not. So that's fun. That makes too much sense. I'd rather not make sense. Just like a lot of things in this series. It's kind of funny. I keep wishing for things to make sense, then when they do make sense, I often don't want them to make sense in the way they do, because they're oof as fuck. This device, what is it for? Nothing's on the display. As much as I feel bad at puzzles a lot of the time, there is a process of doing puzzles that... It also is certain puzzle types really engage me and others just feel like weird or just very over my head. But man, there's just something really satisfying about just... I know that I progressed a step in a puzzle and I used my brain and my brain did things and I did a thing. I like puzzles is all I'm saying. Could be there's no power. I mean, if I didn't like puzzles... There's a very strong chance I wouldn't be this far in this series and want to commit to 2 more games of this with AI, the Somnium Files. Could be there's no power. Okay, so I have to turn on some sort of power that might also turn the lights over here, or I might just turn on power there. Okay, so there's that locked locker there. There might be just something in the other lockers that don't have this keypad locker, this combination lock here. So let's open the locker. Okay, yeah, I knew there'd be something in these. Looks like a music box just with a large disc. I'm trying not to skip dialogue, but it's kind of hard for some reason. It's always been hard for me. Especially when they're not voiced, actually. But, again, it's all stuff to continue working on. And also, I just remembered to actually try to sound feminine here. Try to sound like Diana's voice, kind of, is what I try to do with this kind of stuff. Why is there a music box inside a locker? Or maybe just I go ahead and have, you know, my own kind of voice that makes sense for them. I don't think... It's like me to pull a full Nico B and just like have a ridiculous voice that also fits the character, but that's like what he's known for anyway. I don't want to be Nico B, but I do kind of envy how nuts he is and how he leverages that for his videos. I feel like I'm kind of bland sometimes, but I started to realize I'm more of a cerebral Let's Player. Like, I think people want to hear my thoughts and see my reactions to things. They're not so concerned about me being funny haha, which there's a time and a place for that, and that's probably more popular because everyone wants to laugh. But like the thing is that I feel like there's a dime a dozen funny haha content, and I want to make stuff of more, I want to say more meaningful substance, but of course laughter is also meaningful. But like, I feel like there's just too much game content that is all about laughter, because there's just so much substance in games, especially games of this darker, more philosophical nature, that I think are extremely valuable for humans to think about the implications of. And there's just something about game stories where you feel more invested in them because you had to work to get to the rest of the story. And oftentimes you have to make choices to get to a certain type of story. It makes the stories more impactful and meaningful, and I think that games can be a really good teaching tool for better ways of thinking about and going about life. And I think that this is one of those series. It really makes you question, I guess, why you do stuff and how you react to things. Or like, just if you could do things differently, how would that change things? Because, you know, that's a huge crux of these series, is that like they do a bunch of things differently in a bunch of different timelines, and you see the results of all of that. It's like, if I changed up my life, would the results be way better than I even possibly thought? And I would like to say optimistically yes, and I think this game kind of, you could say that could be something you could take away from it. But also I think this game is going to bring home a message that, well, life is, I don't want to say life isn't fair, because I've explained why I do not like that phrase at all. I think it's self-defeating, and that we should move away from using words like that, period. Because I think it gets in our heads and doesn't help anything. But, I would say that the theme of the game, minus that generally negative connotation for everything, is that we don't have control over life. It's interesting because the characters have control over stuff that we do not in life here in this series. And I think the game is trying to send a message that, like, life is not really in your control for the most part. And that is just the cold hard facts, as much as a lot of people don't like to think about that. I have this feeling that this game is going in that direction really hard. So that'll be fun. But I still feel like the message applies a little bit. And it's just like changing up your perspective, the way you do something, etc. can make a huge difference in a positive way. And it's entertaining the possibility of that that's important. Because the more you do that, the more you do things that might be amazing, and you'd had no idea if you never would have tried it, if you could be in a better place. And so I think that one thing everyone would benefit from doing with their life, period, is just experimenting, trying not to be too comfortable with doing the same thing over and over. And you could just apply this to every blanket thing that you do in your life, pretty much. Why is there a music box inside a locker? That is a good question. But wait, music boxes. Wasn't there, like, a music box Luna had or something? It runs on water. Huh. Music box that runs on water? I am finally doing it. I'm finally doing the voice acting thing. I'm remembering. I'm getting into a flow of it. I can feel it. And I always love that point of recording one of these or playing a game or writing something where, I don't know if you guys experience this, but I often, like, have kind of shaky focus on a task when I start it. It might be related to my ADHD. And then if it's a task I enjoy, like recording this stuff, like writing, etc., I'll get into a flow state where everything just feels wonderful. Nothing but what I'm doing and what I'm thinking about it exists. And it's like this euphoric thing where it's like, what is here is what I'm passionate about. That is what I am aware of in this moment. And it's like, it's immensely healing. It almost feels like it's filling me with this good energy. It's not just I'm enjoying something I'm doing. It's bigger than that. It's more impactful than that. It's something I need. I think this is a very important thing for creative people. We all need this. I think all humans need it to some degree as well. The music box that runs on water. Where do we put the water? There's a hole for a pipe at the bottom. That's probably it. What a strange music box. I wonder what it plays. Okay, so we need to hook a pipe up with water going into that. Okay. And what about these other two lockers? If only there was a cat in here. I was wondering when they'd return to a lot more of that. Yeah, well, that would perfectly calm my nerves. Why did I even say it? Huh? Oh, she doesn't remember the cat butt thing. Was she ever aware of it? Did he ever do that before? Huh? Sigma, did you just... if you can't tell, I kind of have a litter tick. Whenever I talk about cats, alright, I guess it's okay. Oh, anyway, look, there's something here in the locker. I wonder what it is. Conversion plug. A 2-prong goes in, a 3-prong is the result. It's a conversion plug for outlets. We can convert 2-pronged We can convert two-pronged plugs to three-pronged. We can convert two-pronged plugs to three-pronged ones. Why was that such a tongue twister of a sentence to me? Blah, 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 blah. Let's open this one. Yeah, there's one in each. It's some kind of note. The power supply must be restarted to unlock the door. Okay. And I guess, yeah, the power supply, I guess, initially powers this stuff, and then you need to restart it with some kind of puzzle, and then you can get the fuck out of here. But I'm afraid about what we're gonna find after we're done with that, or what'll happen to them, or who knows, but I have a feeling no one else is here. That's just how that is. I hope that it's not that morbid, but I think we can return to the other plotline anyway. Like, why would you not be able to go back to the rest of the video game? Spin. Huh. Can we just spin the fan? No, we couldn't be able to spin it with our hands. I don't think it... Well, let's see. The word spin is written... Yeah, I see it now. I see that there's text behind it. That'll be a hint or something for something. The word spin is written in text next to this exhaust fan. Does that mean we should spin this? I don't see a power switch and we can't reach the blades with our fingers. I didn't think you'd be able to. I had a feeling it was something like that. I just have to find a different way. I guess plugging that into the outlet is probably smart, but... I'll first... Oh, hold on, here we go. That can spin the fan by blowing it into it. It's a hairdryer. I bet we can use it for something. Yes. So... Yeah, I know exactly what to do right now. So... I love that feeling in this game, because oftentimes that is not the case. So, in this series, I keep saying this game when I mean this series of games, but also this game, but it just applies to two other games as well. Hairdryer with the plug. And then... Yes, it fits right in. And what do we do now? Give ourselves fantastic blowouts? Why? I know why, but I was about to ask, why do I feel like he's alluding to blowjobs there? But like I said, I know why. It's because A, my mind's dirty. B, Uchikoshi's mind's dirty. So, like, I'm pretty damn certain that that's exactly what this means. Or that at least it's supposed to be implied. Oh, maybe spin the fan up there? Oh yes, the word spin is on the wall next to it. Let's try it out. I did think so. So I guess if we just go up there, will it just let us do it? It's the exhaust fan. The word spin is right next to it. We can use the hairdryer to spin the fan. Just aim it at the blades. But how do we do that? Can we pick it up? Okay, yes, okay. We have to click on it, not just the fan. That kind of makes sense, but it's a little unintuitive, but it is intuitive once you click the fan and realize, that's not how you do this. Let's use the hairdryer on the exhaust fan. Yes, it says spin over there. It can be used to spin the blades. Okay. Violet, white, blue, red. In that order, from top to bottom. I will go ahead and just make a notepad of that real quick. I'm an evolving human being. Sometimes I end up just thinking about positive changes I've made in my life recently and how I feel like I just understand how to live life better more all the time, regardless of how easy it is to execute all of it. It's becoming easier to do everything I really want to do with my life. It's great. So sometimes I just want to say that I'm an evolving human and talk about that for a bit because, I love when I feel like it. The reason I thought that was I just realized once again that I'm continuing to improve the process of making these videos, and it's more streamlined. It feels good to notice that. So violet, white, blue, red from top to bottom. There's what that says. I just wrote that down. I see something in the back there. It says violet, white, blue, and red. Names of colors? Yeah. They're all written. I'm gonna say written in green, just in case that's important at all. I enjoy this game. Wait, this is a color combination. It's a lock with 4 buttons. I thought it was like a regular combo lock, but... yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait, violet. Wait, violet would be red and blue, wouldn't it? But, wait, violet. Oh. White. Oh! Oh! Okay, I see how this works now. I'm like, what? How are you supposed to get that? Now I see. You just change the buttons to that. A fuse key. I haven't looked up shit yet. Feels promising. We'll see. Yes, it's unlocked. Let's see what's inside. Glad I'm finally fucking voice acting. Feels good, man! I'm an evolving human. I'm just gonna say that every time now. That's my second catchphrase I've invented for this channel. I'm an evolving human. In fact, I like to say, I think it's gonna be, I'm an evolving human being. The other one is, fuck your pride, use a guide. Because I think a lot of gamers would just have less stress if we did that more than I think a lot of us end up doing. And less stress is always better. Clyde. Another one. They always have that 777 on it. I think it's supposed to mean that life is pure luck. And that's kind of what he means by it's unfair. Like, you can't really control life and that's why it's unfair. I think that's what Zero's point is. I don't agree that that makes life unfair. Or, I think a better way of saying that is that I don't think that's the only way you can think about that. And that is a concept that I think you can apply to so many ways people tend to think about stuff in life. It can utterly transform your happiness. Because it's all up here. Happiness is all up here. It does not feel like it until you understand that principle on like a deep fundamental level. But once you do, you start to realize, oh hey, I can have the exact same life situation and feel happier. That's, I promise to fucking Christ, no matter what your situation is. That's actually true. But getting to the point where you can do that is a different story, but it's so worth it, my dude. And I think that's the kind of process that everyone has to go through their own process about. Remote control. It's broken and cracked and stuff. There's remote control, there's only one button on it. Okay, if it's giving me a choice to push a button in this game, my brain's like, oh god! But it's not at the end of a room, so I hope to god that this isn't like... This turns on the power, doesn't it? Actually, nothing's responding. Interesting. Okay. What's this coin? It's a coin. I don't think it'll be very helpful in here. Oh, that might not be true. We could decide... We could do something with it. Decide something with it. A coin toss? I guess so, if we can make a decision. Interesting. I take that back. Both sides are the same image, so we can't use it for a coin toss. Oh, interesting. Now leaving it up to luck. Yeah, see... I think it might just literally be to reinforce that, like... paradigm that they want to give people playing the game for some reason, that life is just luck. But I have a feeling it is possibly a puzzle piece, but it might literally just be a thematic thing. Because this room in particular seems to illustrate that to me for some reason. You know, they ended up coming here by sheer luck because Sigma didn't know what the hell to do with the machine. But they ended up in this room that was obviously made for them to go to, so they didn't have control over that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of what that's supposed to mean. Like, the whole life isn't fair thing that they just keep... Like, here's all the characters' heads. Here's that concept. You know? Anyway. I apologize if those smacks were really loud. They probably were. Actually, no, they're probably not going to be that loud. Because I'm going to do noise reduction. I always do that. But I need to find a sweet spot in noise reduction where I don't accidentally end up cutting out the ends of my words and stuff. And sometimes entire words. It's really hard to find that balance, but like there's a sweet spot where like it cuts out at least most background noise and it doesn't cut out any of my words. That's that sweet spot I want to find, but it'll also help if I just continue to practice. In fact, I think it's less about just that and more about I also need to make sure that I speak clearly more of the time and don't default to mumbling. In fact, I was gonna default to mumbling just to demonstrate what that means, but I don't want a singular word to be missing from any of my videos if I can help it, because that's just painful. I would rather not any of the context of what I'm saying be randomly lost because of something like that. So now I could in post like tweak the results of like the noise canceling, but I need to start saving my audio files so I can actually do that, because I don't know, I don't save them, and when I get to them later, I'm like, well, I don't have the raw file anymore, so whoop. But if I just saved the goddamn raw files, that wouldn't be an issue anymore. But, like, I don't think of this stuff until a good ways into a process. I have to learn all the basics very slowly, by just getting into something. Just starting it. I can't learn the right way to do it all at once. I have to just fucking start and fail a lot, and slowly understand how to do better. And it took me a long time to realize, A, that that's what I needed to do, and B, to accept that that's what I need to do. Because so many people look at me floundering and be like, you should do this, and that all at once. I can't fucking do that all at once. I need to slowly learn tiny chunks of something. Like, my father really doesn't get that. And he has been a huge source of grief for me over the years because he's really stubbornly clinging to this idea of, you know, what I just explained, but also that he should just ridicule me until I do better. But it actually made it harder for me to actually move forward because it just bogged me down with this idea that I probably can't do better anyway because I keep not meeting any of my dad's expectations. But then I realized that must be my dad's problem because it came out of his mouth anyway. But it's so funny how something simple like that is so hard to fucking actually understand and realize that, like, this thing pertains to me, but it's something some other person thought. We all know humans can be extremely delusional. So it's kind of funny how we so much easier see other people's delusions than the ones that we have to live with all day in our heads until we realize they're delusions. It's really funny. We see our own delusions every day by experiencing them, but we don't realize they're delusions. It usually takes years to understand what the hell your own delusions are. I've realized that. But thankfully it is doable, and it leads to good shit. Anyway, let's see. Anything about the sinks? This sink has water in it. It looks like it's plugged. Maybe we should unplug it? Huh? No, the sink on the left is making noise. Let's take a look. There seems to be some water inside after I drained the other sink. Maybe they're linked together somehow. I'm not an expert in plumbing, but that seems rather strange to do. Why are they like that? Because some puzzle, somehow. And something's at the bottom of the drain. Still can't reach it. You're supposed to get it out of there. Let's try transferring it again? He's at the bottom of the drain and can't reach it yet. If we put more water in the other sink, it'll come up. If these sinks are connected, then it's worth a shot at least. But how do I get more water? Oh, there's a hose over there. Oh, it's too dark to see anything. Okay. That's not really quite true of that. That must be the thing we need to hook up to, like, that, I would imagine. I've realized that Zero really likes his lockers. Or their lockers. There's, like, you put stuff in lockers everywhere. Light's on. This one's off. We're gonna have to... Oh, yeah. Shining a light over there is how we're gonna get to the stuff over there, which is also important, but I still think we shouldn't step in that, so I'm not sure how we're gonna do that. Unless you can drain the water first somehow. It very well might be how that works. How do we put more water in that sink? How do we turn that light on? Let's see, what was that note again? Okay, that's about unlocking the door. So that's the whole thing. It's locked. I see the lock over there. There are 9 buttons on this lock. Let's see if we can unlock it. I don't have the first idea about what to do about that, so let's look at everything we have right now. I'm gonna try pressing the button again. Oh, yeah, that does clear the drain, but how do you, like, connect that device or whatever? Maybe by turning on the power to that thing. However the hell we end up doing that. It wasn't connected. Let's plug it in. Okay. Oh, wow, that's all I needed to do was click over there. Like, what is this? Looking at it the second time, I saw more details. And also, I think it really is just like I settled into playing the game, and I just end up seeing more details when I do that. But then there's a certain point where unless I take a break, I end up noticing less details. And also, you know, that sort of thing is also affected by sleep and water and food and... Yeah, humans are complex, man. And I think the key to success to anything, I mean, there's so many. I don't think there really is a key to success that's like 100% absolute, but I would say that you can develop a formula for yourself you can follow and repeat and continue improving, and you will have more of a chance of whatever success means to you. I would say having all the money and fancy shit in the world is not what anyone's definition of wealthy should be. Because all the people that desperately chased for that stuff, well, not all, but there's a huge, at least as far as I know, but there's a huge number of people that got to that place and then said, yeah, I'm sorry guys, this actually sucks, and I'm depressed. Like, it's been a thing. Whether they said that or not, it's either apparent or they actually have come out and said it. So if you look at happy, wealthy people, they have a fucking purpose. That's what those other people are missing. Because money isn't a purpose. A purpose, I think, has to do with other people. It has to do with doing a service or just, again, doing something that makes a mark on the world, and just collecting money isn't that, you know? It doesn't do that, so. I'm hoping to make a specifically positive mark, but a lot of people just want to make a mark. And, I do not agree with that. Just like any mark. No. How about a positive one? Oh, I think the power is on now. Okay, let's check it out. Plug the cable into the wall, but it's still not showing anything. Doesn't look like it's broken, though. Let's keep searching around for now. Wait, this coin can unscrew this, I bet. Let's just open it with this coin. Hell yeah. Ah. Yes, it's open. Let's check what's inside. Let me guess. This is the other light. Let's turn the left switch on. Shower side of the room lit up. Okay, I had a feeling it would switch like that whenever we found how to turn the light on, and that's what we did. The shower side of the room lit up, but now the locker side is dark. It purposefully only lights up one side at a time? That's not annoying. I wonder why it's structured like that. Probably just so that, like, you have to, for some reason, do all this stuff over here before you get to over here. I'm not sure exactly why the room is structured that way. Because I don't think I've heard of that before, at least, like, in this direct way. But also, we have to drain the water first, because we're not going to step in that, I imagine. But how do we put more water in here? Wait, hold on. Do we just now have the ability to press this button? I kind of doubt it. Yeah, okay. Now it opens because the light is on. I don't know why. When I thought that was a possibility, I was like, that doesn't seem like it would trigger that, but it did. Oh, the lid on the drain is open. And the odd water drained out. Now we can search around safely. Yeah, because I think you'd literally melt your feet off if you didn't do that. There's something here. Wait, I've seen that before. Start. Wait. Wasn't it like here or something? No. There was like a slot. What's that, like, C-shaped thing? What's this hole? Is the shape of a C? Yeah, I had a feeling that was important. I think we could put something in there. I just don't know what by only looking at it. Yeah. Okay. Not the start button, though. And that's all we have other than the remote that we just used, but that seems to still be important. Well, either way, let's actually just grab everything that we need on this side of the room, do some puzzles in here, all that. Open the stall up. I think it might... Yeah, there's something there. Oh, it's a bucket! You can get water over here. Okay. It's like a normal shower room. There's a bucket here. Is that for cleaning? Yes, so let's fill that up. There's a bucket. Wear it on your head to gain effect. Gamer jokes. Nice. I think I can find another use for it aside from wearing it. Sigma's a dork, and I love him for it, and other reasons. Mostly because he's a dork, but also because he's a Giga Chad sometimes. What about... I wonder if this faucet's functional over here, or maybe that one. Let's put some water in the... Sigma, please take that off. Okay, yeah, this one works. Bucket of water now. What did they say about the bucket of water? I need that flavor text. That sweet, sweet flavor text. It's a bucket full of water. Oh, this is really heavy, yeah. My brain was like, man, I gotta carry that around the room for this whole time. I'm still searching over here. Sorry, guys. I remember always swinging full buckets like this when I was young. Stop that, the water's spilling. Diana really feels like the mom of child Sigma here with their interactions. Which is weird, because I know that they have a kid together later. Canonically, seemingly. It's a pretty normal shower stall. Wow, there's something on the wall. There's a note on the wall. Fully submerge the power supply in water to restart. Which opens the door. Okay. Not quite sure what that means yet. Oh, this door doesn't open. Is it locked? Only this one is different than the others. I wonder if there's a reason for it. It sort of looks like a private room for a VIP only, maybe? It's for shower fucking. Hey, Diana, anyway. I suppose you could technically fuck in here too, but like it'd be probably more comfortable to do it in there. Anyway, brain, there's definitely something in here I haven't seen yet. Hello? Huh? What's this? A water tank? Why is it here? It's clearly out of place. I suppose that's a good reason to examine it. There's something in there that it's a C-shaped thing that we put in there. Something must come out here. You get a nice fresh cup of coffee if you put a cup there. Or, you know, water plant and tropical fish soup. Okay, I know it wasn't possible. I just wanted to imagine it. Coffee is based, so that's pretty based, I am. I'm sorry that that your dreams did not come true there. You can get a whole lot of copy after you escape here, if you actually do canonically. I hope so. Oh, there's a cover here. It's screwed shut. Use the coin we got? I don't think so, because the coin disappeared. I think this screw is too small. If only I had a screwdriver. Looks like I can't do anything there right now. Water tank. Why is it in a shower room? Oh, there are water plants in here. Is Zero planning on getting some fish? And of all places, he puts it in here. I keep saying he. What if it really is just an alternate version of Akane? That would make even more sense with the goddamn aliens. Ah, there's a small part inside the tank. Could be a decoration, but I'm intrigued. We can't take the cover off, so we can't reach it. Well, I don't think I have all the pieces to that yet. We have the bucket of water, so let's just do that next. This door doesn't open. Maybe it's locked. A key. Was there a key anywhere? Not that I remember right now. I think we have to turn on the light. Oh yeah, we need to... I'm guessing it'll just fill back up if I press this button again? Because I need that other side of the room to be lit, right? So that's why we still have the remote, because it's how you switch the modes of the room for whatever reason there are modes of the room. So yeah, that still closes it. That just operates that. You'll probably want to fill the room back up again then, I guess, for some damn reason. Though I wonder what. Now let's switch the other one on. And then let's go over here, and the water in here. If we put water in here, maybe the water in the other one will increase. I see, let's test it out. I think you, Diana, were the one that suggested that earlier. You just acted like you weren't the one. Yep, there's the key. You're right, the sink over there is making a sound. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I'm voice acting. I'm remembering still. I'm very proud of that, because I've forgotten many times in the past episodes. Oh, the thing in the bottom came out. It's a key? Repetition is really important, and it's a lot more magically skill increasing and such than you would think until you do it enough with something. I've found. It's magic. Practice does make perfect. There's a reason that sentence exists, though I think that it should be practice makes better. I think that's how you should say that. Because practice makes perfect implies that perfection exists and isn't just an illusion in our minds, which is dangerous because if we chase perfection, we won't get there. And then we can literally mentally destroy ourselves that way, and many people have done that. So, perfection doesn't exist, so think of it like practice always makes better, so that's why you should practice, not because perfection is even attainable, so you shouldn't think about reaching. You should think about reaching whatever better means for you, and then continuing to do that until you die. That is an actually reachable definition of what success is. Or whatever you would call that. Anyway, maybe this key opens the door to the shower stall. Ah, it opened. How great is that? There's a hose here. What could we use it for? Okay, I think you might want to, like, connect it to this. Let's attach the hose to this faucet, yep, and then to the music box. It's powered by water for some reason. Oh, nope, it doesn't seem to be the right size. The hose won't fit here. Oh, I think it plugs into that end, but where does it get water from? I guess it doesn't get water from here. Oh, that doesn't even get water. Is there anything else in here? Oh wait, I'll come too. Once the door's shut, it's sealed in here. Sealed room in here. You're right, there's no gas between the frame and the door. It's totally closed up. Let me guess. Gonna make some sex jokes. Or at least they're thinking about I'm in a small room with this person. Let's get out of here. Yes, we should. Okay, so there's nothing about the faucet and stuff in there. There has to be some, like, awkward sexual tension there. But I approve of it with this couple. You know why? Because they're an actual couple, okay? It's not just subtext that will never go anywhere. They'll never even have a conversation about it. It'll just be, well, there was sexual tension between them. And then we never found out if that ever meant anything, or if they ever even had a conversation about it where, like, yeah, we're not a thing. Or, like, I don't know. Or, like, anyone ever, like, said in character or out that, like, yeah, no, that, you know, I don't think I should actually be with them, or, like, I don't know. But I just, like, no resolution, no matter what kind of resolution it is, to sexual tension in media drives me nuts. And I hate that so many stories hinge on They try to use romance as a tool to keep you interested, but if they do it that way, that only pisses me off. In my opinion, romantic resolution should always come, but at some kind of pivotal moment, and probably towards the end of the story. But it should happen, and not happen. But a lot of stories also do that thing where we're gonna make the watchers be able to decide any ship that they want to really have, or at least a bunch of the ships that they could have, are viable here. So we're going to do a bunch of incomplete romantic subtext between the main character and every, like, female character, for example, because that's a very common thing that happens, and I hate that shit. Because, like, it's just, like, that trope that I just mentioned, but, like, times 1,000. And then it could get weird where it gets all harem-y. Especially if, like, the person is, like, definitely cheating on one or many of the others, and, like, because, like, I think there is a way that you can do that kind of thing successfully, but I think that's really hard to write. Like, I would say that the ambiguity of the relationship between Alucard, Integra, and Ceres in the Hellsing anime, and probably also manga, but definitely the anime, because I've only watched the anime yet. At some point, I do want to read the manga. Is a very good example of how you do that kind of thing right, where you can decide that, like, I think it's written very intentionally for where you deciding that Integra and Ceres are a thing, Integra and Alucard are a thing, all three of them are a threesome, or they aren't really actually a thing, but there's probably some sexual tension there. Like, I think the main thing I actually hate about that the most is, like, we're going to make it seem like these two are, like, into each other, but we're not going to do anything with it at all. So, will they, won't they, forever? That's not how humans work, okay? That isn't how that happens. It just feels fucking weird and just frustrating. In my opinion, romance in media should work one of two ways. A, if it's not a romance-focused thing, but it has some romance in it, or you want to put some in there for, like, effect, what should happen is there should be, like, main couples or something, or just couples that make sense in, or just even, like, relationships that make sense in all of the character contexts that are presented, that progress and do not... Oh yeah, that's the other big thing. That it doesn't stagnate. A lot of these romantic relationships will stay at one point, and it never does anything else. That stuff has to resolve at some point because that's human. It always resolves at some point in real life. But shows literally just, like, build that without doing anything with it, which is not human. That isn't natural. That doesn't happen that way. Like, they don't just do the same thing over and over and never address... Okay, no, a lot of people do that. But what I mean is that there's always a point, usually in real life, at least in my experience and from what I've heard and seen, that the other person does something. No, it's not always how that works. There's a lot of people that don't even say anything to their crushes and blah blah blah, and they regret it years later and all of that. And I guess that it might be... all that stuff might end up, like, being relatable to all those people that have done that, but I always feel so deeply that I always ended up confessing to my crushes. That's just always how that's happened. Even though I'm shy as fuck. Well, I wouldn't say I'm shy as fuck anymore. And I also think that labeling yourself like that is just not smart. Because if you decide that you are shy, that this is a thing that defines me, but you want to get rid of it, then you have made your life hell. But human brains are more malleable than that, so thankfully you can get out of that trap. But it's a trap. All I was really trying to say there was that the only real way to, in my opinion, create, like, basically, the only real way that, like, I've thought of, at least, to create basically a romantic dynamic in a piece of media that does not frustrate the fuck out of me is to ensure that you build up to something. Anything can be a breakup, can be marriage, just being together as something, not even necessarily labeling as girlfriend or boyfriend, you know, a kiss. That's often how they do it when they actually resolve anything, just a kiss, or thmekth, or, you know, whatever, you know. That's beautiful, you know. And I honestly, I'm a hopeless romantic as fuck, so I would much rather go that direction, but it can be interesting to have characters, you know, go through that sort of a thing with other characters, and perhaps even have several relationships throughout a show. Not really just, like, focus on one love interest. Like, have several love interests throughout the show, and the last one's the one that sticks. I just thought of that idea. I like the idea of that, actually. It's like a journey of someone finding themselves and what they really want. I'm sure that's done before, but I haven't heard of it. Or, you know, again, this can be applied to any kind of relationship, but what I'm mostly talking about is monogamous relationship-related tropes, because... and mostly straight as well, because that is generally, like, still more common these days to see, but that's slowly unraveling, thankfully. There's more representation of other things that is, like, accepted and such, but... anyway, but yeah, you want like a dynamic that fits the characters, but what you don't want to do, and that can be like anything really, and it just needs to resolve in some way before the end of the story. In my opinion, you should never ever do what a lot of serialized anything does, which is, if you have like seasons of a show, or like books in a series, games in a series, whatever, right? And romantic relationships haven't like evolved in any way, good or bad, throughout several volumes of your thing, I don't really think that makes much sense. Until they reach, like, a point of maturity and they realize that the relationship that they've settled on, you know, the kinds of things old married couples seem to have gotten into, where they're comfortable with the way things are with each other. The old happy married couples, I should say. Like, I feel like it should either resolve into that, or... like, who knows? And obviously, like, playing on, like, tropes of, like, the bad kinds of relationships that unfortunately do happen, you know, unhealthy kinds, there's also a thing that can happen. A lot of writers are like, romance for compelling nature, so I'm just gonna keep it extending so that they're like, when is it gonna resolve? When is it gonna resolve? And if it never ever does, like, if it's left ambiguous, especially if it's a same-sex thing, that pisses just a lot of people off, okay? But, like, that's just a thing with me. I just like that Sigma and Diana are a thing. In fact, this has been a thing in this series to a degree. I would say that Junpei and Akane have sort of been drug out in a way that I don't end up liking very much. But, like, in 999, it kind of frustrated me. In this game, it makes a lot of sense. In an unfortunate oof-feeling way, but anywho, moving on. We need to figure out where to put this hose. Maybe, you know what I just realized? Probably want to just put it in here and then run it to the sink, maybe? By the way, I just got up for a bit. A lot of the cuts, actually no, not a lot, but a few of the cuts in my videos happen because I get up for a few minutes, because my brain will just melt if I get too into things and sit here for 2 whole hours and just try to do all the puzzles in succession. You need breaks from this shit, especially if you're sensitive like me. I'm just very prone to overload otherwise, so. We just need to get some running water and the music box will play. We'll disconnect the hose first and place the other end in a shower! The hose might reach... Okay, I'm glad it even gives you a hint about what water source to put it in. I didn't think about that, especially because it didn't seem like they were highlighting the faucet in the shower at all. Going inside the shower just amounted to, let's have an awkward romantic scene. But again, I am glad these two are the ones to do it. Because the other thing about this game, and this is a common Japanese media thing, that they really like to do it with really cute underage girls and the protagonist. And Junpei and Sigma are both over 18. So it's just weird, you know? Like, there was a lot of, like, Clover subtext, and I never liked that. Now, granted, she was conveniently 18 in VLR, but then we learned later in VLR that Sigma was an old man by that point. So, yeah. Anyway, this here, especially because it's younger Sigma, and it's Diana, and we know that they are actually a thing in the future. I approve of the shipping, because it actually resolves into something. That's a huge part of why it irks me when... Okay, let's make sure the player can imagine themselves with their favorite waifu. They're gonna do that anyway, okay? Like, people have imaginations and they use them, alright? Just look at Rule 34 for half a second if you don't believe me. But anyway, we need to connect it to that one. Maybe we missed a spot, you know, we have to be extra cautious. You're right, we'll just have to come in as many times as we need. I think the exclamation marks were them both realizing in succession what else come in could mean. Okay, how do we connect it to the shower? Oh, on the far... Wait, hold on. One of these. Not that one. Okay. My brain went shower on far end, meaning like that's the far end corner of the room, right? And this is kind of on the other far end corner, but not really. So I didn't realize, like, there's 2 far ends as well. But I imagine they mean this one that doesn't have a stall door conveniently. Oh yeah, because that's the, wait. Doesn't fit the faucet here. Oh, okay. I never thought to try that. What about up above? We'd have to take the shower head off first, though. Okay. Yeah, okay. Ah, the water works in this shower. The shower head is a little crooked. Are the screws? Wait, do we have to find a screwdriver? I'm guessing it's not gonna work. Water's coming out of the shower head. It's crooked because the screws are loose. So what do we... So I guess we do really need to find a screwdriver. Now we have 2 screw-related things. It's a round piece of some kind? Maybe it's a part of something. It's a start button for something? Like, it seems like it might go on here. It's red, but where could a screwdriver be? Where have I not looked? I don't think I have not looked anywhere. Wait, a screwdriver might be in here. But, what the fuck? 9 buttons. Of course there's 9, by the way. If we search thoroughly, we might find something that'll help us. Yeah, that's how that works in this game. Ooh, interesting song here. This beat is hypnotic. This feels like something someone would rap over. And again, it's fittingly mysterious, especially because this is, like, where the hell is everyone? World, land, whatever, so, yeah. What could I be missing? I don't know right now. It says that we start when it's submerged in water. Yeah, but that's rather difficult. Devices in water are usually waterproof. Splashing water on it won't work. Did you have to fill up the whole ass room? Cable's back in place. We need to take it out. Open. Easier than I thought it would. I don't think maybe it's not supposed to be locked normally. Not displaying anything, but focusing on it now. What could I be missing here? 9 buttons. Oh, I just realized, what if the end of this room is like, they have to hold their breath and just let the room fill up and hit that thing and submerge it, because then they'll be submerged, right? I mean, they could probably stand on the bench, never mind. That may not be what it is. I'm not sure, but we'll see what that's about, but that may be the choice here. Maybe we missed a spot. Okay, no, it's the same thing. They don't literally progress to sex. I kind of wish it went that far, but they're obviously not, like, at that stage yet. I think it took them years to get there or something, a while anyway. Living together for longer than this small amount of time this game would take. Anyway, what the how do I get the screws? I now have found 2 instances of screws I need to unscrew. I've lost the thing that unscrewed other screws. And I don't have a hint to this thing. This is the last thing that I found that has any other, like, hints. I don't know what the heck numbers I could possibly try with that. Oh, wait, the lid itself. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't realize that for a very long time that there was that on the lid. I knew there had to be a hint that I wasn't seeing, and there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Feels good, man. I unlocked it. It must be my lucky day. Lock impossible. You sure you didn't see any hints? That's so cute. She pretended like she didn't see the hint on the drain and he didn't. That's really funny. Something's displaying on this monitor. A Durgan. High literal Dragon Ball reference. There's nothing else that can be. Okay, it's a puzzle. So we gotta connect the Durgan together. I enjoy this puzzle because I enjoy Durgans, obviously. I enjoy this noise. This noise. I found it satisfying as I played this game a lot. And I still don't quite connect either. I think you need to find which one around them all connect. Or just like start a chain like this. I'm certainly cooking with gas now. Okay. Okay, so that's 1 dragon done. Now we need to complete the others, I do believe. Okay, that works. I like this puzzle. It's intuitive, you still have to use your brain a little. It's not that difficult. Make sure they're all connected together. Seems like it. I also really like this puzzle, it's very interesting. And also dragons, yes. But also, like, literal Dragon Ball reference. In fact, hold on, there's like 9 of them, isn't there? There's like Dragon Ball. I think there was 9 of them. But yeah, like, there's no way that's not a Dragon Ball reference at all. There's no way that's not... There. Wait, what did I get wrong? Wait. Nope, this cloud isn't connected. Anything else not connected? That's a really cheeky little extra piece. Because you would immediately spot the dragons a little easier than the clouds, I would imagine. At least I certainly did. So that's a cheeky little piece there that only requires a cloud to be connected. I bet I'm not even close to the only person that made that mistake. But yeah, it feels good, man. Oh, the drawer opened and something's inside. But yeah, there's the screwdriver, finally. Ah, that's where the on button goes. The start button. Same difference. Ah, I knew it. It fits. I see, so this piece is a button. Yep, I figured that much. Or else why would it say start? And look like a button otherwise. Alright, let's push this button. He drains, and then it gets sucked in there. Pump started working, then this is a button to operate it. Something came out of the tube. Let's see what it is. It's the C-shaped thing. This is the part that was in the tank. It got sucked up by the pump and came out here. Alright, so let's see what the hell this thing does. Because I have no clue what it might be for. Is it for maybe detaching it from the wall? So you could just put it, like, in the sink? Maybe? I think this piece will fit right in. Let's try it. I knew it. It fits perfectly. Oh, the light turned off. I wonder what stopped working. Maybe the connection between the switches is broken? Oh, that's highly possible. Alright, let's try changing the switch then. So what would you need both lights to be on for, though? I mean, it's less a hassle. Look at the room then. Cool. But, like, do you need all the lights for something? I kind of wonder about that. But either way, cool. Don't have to keep switching that. Oh, it was the shower head. That's right. I think the screws were about to fall out of the shower head. Here, it's a screwdriver. You took it off instead of screwing it on. Remove the shower head with a screwdriver. There's a pipe here still. I think we can attach something to it. How about the thing we found earlier? Yep. Think the hose will attach here? Oh, then we can connect the other end to the music box. Try to get it to play. Yep. Alright, let's try it. Music box is playing. Yes, but this is it? I thought something else would happen. I like the sound this makes, and this melody, it just makes me want to sing. All times, you cute. Sorry to interrupt, Diana, but the drawer with the music box is open. You're right, who would have thought that my singing would open it? Yeah, sure, what you say. I feel like she was maybe supposed to sing, I don't know why, but... Why is there all of a sudden... Oh no, it restarted the song. I was like, what's that? Is that some kind of, like, dread music or something? No, it's the beginning of this song. It restarted the song because it needed to play the music box song. Oh god, I fucking figured! Boy. I think this is gonna be the life or death thing. Fill the room with water, just like this. What's going on? Is this something I shouldn't have? No clue, but this is bad. Just like the whole room be full of water. Oh, the door's still out. The door out is still locked. I don't want to drown. Me neither, but we still have some time. We have to stay calm and think. Let's make it worse, because we literally have to do that to progress. Yeah, this is how the life or death comes into this room. Is it just death this time? No, very close. And then, yeah, Perino. And this has to submerge, and then you have to press the reset button. Actually, I kind of wonder. Wait. What if I literally just... I don't think it's really time to do that. You're right, what should we do about that water? Door won't open, we can't stop the water. There must be something we can do. Huh. Okay, it's not gonna fill anymore. I think we need to literally turn on every other shower in this. Think carefully to find a way to survive this. Wait, they have to go inside the shower! This goes as everything goes as planned, the room fills with water. Yeah, okay, yeah. But how do you press the reset button? Okay, yeah, and okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see. I think the water is all drained away now. Wow, that was scary. Yeah, especially when it cracked and it seems like it was just gonna burst through the door. Think it's okay to go out? Yeah, we could go, but we could also fuck first. Oh, okay. Oh, this button's flashing. I wasn't doing that before, maybe it's because the room is filled with water. Or should open if we push this. As the note said, okay, let's push it. Interesting. So not the door we came in, but another door out. Huh. I think it's been mostly the door we came in this game.
Why is there a door here?
So that's interesting. Yeah, it's supposed to be hidden.
This door isn't marked on the map.
Ah.
It won't open?
Nope. It's locked up tight.
There's a keypad
Looks
there.
like you need to put a code in here.
Huh.
Anything
Oh
come to
god,
mind?
I don't know.
All I can tell is that it's an 8-digit number.
An 8-digit number.
Is it just gonna cut here, or... Huh. Well, I'm not gonna bullshit a code. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I need to
I
go
can't
back
think of
now,
anything.
or new stuff might open
Wonder
up.
if there are any hints around here.
Hints. Hints.
Yeah, they're just stuck in that moment again. Nothing new here, still nothing there, so okay. I'm at least gonna add this in the episode too, going back. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, what's this? We need to find an 8-digit number on the other side. You have everything, or?
What in the world is going on? We went into the input pots, and now we came right back out of the same ones. But not the export pots.
Huh.
Did the process fail?
No, wait. Hold on a sec. Let me think about this for a minute, okay? Yeah, I get it now.
You understand what happened?
Remember what Zero said. This transporter isn't one that simply teleports various objects.
What is transferred is only the atomic data. The object itself does not get transported.
So, it basically cloned us in a way.
I remember one time with my grandma years ago.
This is a random story.
The first time she sent me a fax, she said, "The paper came back, Sigma. Maybe it didn't go through successfully." It's the same thing. Just like how the fax doesn't send the actual paper, we too.
Our original bodies remain. And only the red data went to the transfer point?
I see.
But there's one thing I don't get. Why is this me the one that stays? If our data did end up transferring correctly, it wouldn't have been a surprise to see we were in the transfer point world. So why are we still here?
Because you're the original cops.
Sorry. I know how strange this sounds.
There's 2 instances of you right now.
It's clearly
That's
an
what this actually
esoteric
does.
conundrum. Even after thinking extensively on it, I'm not sure I'd figure it out. But I do know one thing for sure. We've run out of cards in our deck.
But let me guess. You know what? I'm also just gonna tack this on to the end here. We might also get some interesting stuff here. From this particular... first come, first saved, because of everything they know and everything we don't know about them as players right now.
This is called the decontamination room?
I think you're
Which you
supposed
are
to
if
clean
you're
off
doing, if
after
you're watching
returning
this
from the
blind.
surface.
If you are, then thanks.
Well, that was
Glad
for
to be your
when there
first
was a
experience.
nuclear
This
war and
series
the
is weird,
world
but
was
awesome.
contaminated.
And
Ah,
oof,
that
but awesome.
explains the showerheads.
Just as I thought. This won't open either.
Nice ass segment,
The
brain.
map shows an elevator hall beyond this door. If we came
Not
down
Sigma,
the
Junpei.
elevator normally,
Sigma also has
we'd
one
be able
though.
to run into this room immediately, but
What about that? It's connected to the lounge.
I checked it earlier, but no dice. Locked up tight.
do you think Zero trapped us in here to make us play the decision game?
Unfortunately, yes, and it's a pretty fucked up
obvious
one.
at this point. 1810.
I think it was about 13:30 when we finished voting and the drug put us to sleep.
So that means we were napping like toddlers for 4.5 hours.
Or is someone gonna mention it here?
Junpei, I have something I've been wanting to ask you. During the vote earlier, you told Carlos.
Come on, Carlos. Vote for Q Team. Yeah, what about it?
What about? How could you be so horrible? You used to. You'd never have said that a year ago.
Oh, like you're one to talk.
Yeah.
What? What happened to you, Junpei? What happened while I was gone?
I'd like to know more about you too.
What's that, Carlos? Does that mean you're
Oh my God.
interested in me?
No. My focus is my little sister. Got no time for a love life.
Heh, so our hero of justice has a sister complex.
Junpei? Carlos really is worried about you.
Well, it's more I want to know about you both. Weren't you friends as kids? And last year you were trapped just like this and escaped together. So why?
Why the animosity, you mean? That's exactly why.
Junpei,
I've seen people die. Horrible, cruel deaths I never wanted to see.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious to the
Probably
player
becoming numb.
how he's like this. Yeah.
After what happened last year, I quit school and joined a detective firm.
Oh,
Interesting.
man. What made you want to do that?
It was all because of Akane there. She up and disappeared, so I went to a firm to try and find her. It's small, but known to work among the underground. I've snuck into places running human organ trafficking like they're trading cookies. Saw a coworker I'd just finished eating with pushed off a rooftop the other day.
Okay, so he just saw
Never
more
had a
horrible
case
shit.
where I just had to
Even.
prove
So
shit.
no wonder he's even more
Every
like
job
this.
that passed my hands was dirty and dangerous. That's when I realized humans aren't as beautiful as I thought.
Oof, man.
I'd only been skimming the surface all this time.
Oofity. Except, well,
So every day, after work,
the opposite can
I'd
also be
drink
true.
myself to sleep.
I think they are as beautiful as you thought. There's duality to everything. But,
The only way
of
I
course, in
would
his
send
position,
the blood
he
off.
feels like there's more of an ugly side.
But last month,
Right now, anyway.
finally.
Finally.
I got intel through our network that Akane was joining this experiment.
So that's why you came to decon.
Yeah, I threatened those in charge and forced my way in.
Okay. Oof. But why did she disappear? Well, because she knew she had to for the premonition to come true, or whatever you would call that. Oh, this song. Oh boy. So I knew I'd get some good info out of this. I had a feeling it would be about like how they got here as well.
I always...
Yeah! Please tell me anything about him.
I heard about Ace. He's stuck in jail if he hasn't escaped.
Good.
Lotus is doing alright. She's working...
Thank you for giving me any info on these people.
told you this.
That detective guy, Seven. I worked with him once. We destroyed Free the Soul's
Oh,
headquarters.
yeah, because his agency is when he
Hey,
joined.
What's Free the Soul?
A religious cult. They're a freaky terrorist organization who never stop trying to create their new world.
They abducted my brother and I 10 years ago.
And the game we played last year was related to that big kidnapping case.
My brother and I were trying to track Free the Soul's movements, but you were too, Junpei?
I came across some info on them while I was working. Seven was the one still on their trail. But I kinda think we went too far by destroying their headquarters. I'm pretty sure we pissed off their boss. I think his name was Brother.
So wait, you're saying this Zero the Second has something to do with him?
You know anything about it, Akane?
I already told you I'm not connected to this.
I don't think
I don't know
I'm
why
so
this
sure
person
about
is
that.
calling themselves Zero.
Why don't you enlighten us as to why you joined DCOM, Akane?
Yeah, honestly, I'm
Junpei,
kind of...
Someone using that name has thrown us into a similar game. No way you can ask me to believe they're unrelated.
Stop it, Junpei. From what I can tell, Akane's
Yeah,
the
that's
victim.
from what you can tell.
I'm here to change the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew
The
it.
Soul is currently attempting to implement a terrifying plan.
Yeah, I knew that. I
infiltrated the
figured.
experiment to
But
stop
thank
that.
you for actually
You
saying
knew
it.
that this game would happen?
I don't know. I didn't know any specifics about all of this.
But you just said it's to change the future.
A very distant future.
So you access the morphogenetic field and...
Hold
Yeah,
up.
there we go.
What are you talking about?
Unfortunately,
A little late, perhaps, but I will now announce the voting results.
Why'd he have to interrupt now?
All three groups have
Okay.
voted for different teams. 4, none have been executed.
but I'm glad about everything I got out of this.
0.
Although I'm gonna rewatch this because I don't remember what he said about Lotus. I didn't really hear it. I was too busy reacting.
It appears that none of you
Huge problem with this game. I wish I could just advance it like visual novel text like the first 2 games.
follow the rules you were told. You will remain in the shelter for eternity until 6 people are killed. I'll give you one last chance. A single action from you may result in your escape from the depths. What must you do? It's simple. I shall show you. The other 2 teams are listening to a message just like this one. In their ward's decontamination room,
What?
the construction of all of them are the same. A yellow button exists on the wall in each.
Oh, that thing.
Pressing it activates the showers in the other wards, and they will rain down a solution of hydrogen fluoride.
Hydrogen fluoride?
It's not only acidic enough to melt a body, but it even dissolves glass and iron. Explaining what would happen if you were under it seems unnecessary. That button on the wall is your right to freedom. Using it will kill the other teams, and you will obtain the needed X passes to escape. I have one final thing to tell you. The early bird gets the worm. After the first team pushes it, the button will become inactive for both of the other teams. Your time limit is 3 minutes. What will you do? Will you press it or refuse? It is ultimately all up to you to
Junpei's gonna press the goddamn button.
Isn't it obvious?
Yeah, I thought
Wait!
so.
Let's think about this. Get out of my way, Akane. We need to push the button before the other teams do.
What are you saying, Junpei? Are you really planning to sacrifice everyone else so you can escape?
It's to survive. It's kill or be killed. So we need to make sure to kill them first.
Junpei, you've changed so much. Ah!
Yeah, please.
Junpei! Damn you! Do you want to die? You're okay with never seeing your sister again?
Oof, man.
Maria.
No way in hell I'm dying! I did not go through everything just to die today!
No, don't, Carlos! If none of the teams push it, then it has to be like when we voted.
While you're wishing on a star, we'll end up killed.
Junpei!
Push it, Carlos!
Junpei, remember all the times that you actually survived? Granted, he's focusing on everything else because that's actually very human, especially someone who's been through what he's been through. And then not to mention all the shit he had to go through after he went through that. But yeah, I ain't pushing it. I wonder if not pushing all 3 of these, like I just did, might have unlocked something. I kind of wonder. That makes sense to me. We'll see. I'm gonna
It's
at least
been
see if there's
3
anything
minutes.
new.
Does that mean none of the teams...
It has to mean no one pushed it.
Here we go. Oh, okay. So I guess whichever one you settle on last does do this if you do this, like I did.
Telling me. I'm nearly drowning in my own sweat. Like I practically had that acid bath already.
It seems there may be a misunderstanding.
Oh no, yeah, okay, never mind, I forget. It's always it was like that, but
Never said the
yeah.
shuttle would activate as soon as the button is pressed. Which means you've yet to learn whether the button has been activated by someone.
Well, at least you'll be asleep when that happens to you.
No. And when will we?
Less than a minute left before we're knocked out. That means...
So you're saying we won't even know until we're already melted into goo?
Or not, Mr. Pessimist. Although again, yeah. I think anyone can become a non-cynic, but Junpei's gonna have a hard path to that. An optimist, I should say, not a non-cynic. Well, I don't know about optimism being the right path anyway. Like, extreme optimism is also dangerous, so... What I mean is more like just a balanced view of everything. Like, they're, like, just literally keeping in mind in all situations that there are no absolutes as much as possible. That's a lot more helpful than you think. Anything new? I think these were... Wait, was there 3 extra rooms before or not? I think there was just 2. Yeah, everyone has a new thing unlocked. I had this feeling that maybe that was it. Maybe that was true. Are these going to be cutscenes or rooms, though? This might be an extra long boy, because I really want to see what's up with a few of these. This might be a long boy. I want to see if these are just all cutscenes. I guess I'll start with the team I was just with. If they're rooms... Wait, hold on. I think this means this is a room, but we'll see. I think this is the one that just got unlocked. I'm pretty sure this is not... we'll see. Force quit C. So everything now has force quit on it.
Now announcing the current casualties. Presently, there are none.
Fuck you for that pause. Hey.
Enjoy the decision.
Purchase true reward. Ha! I like that reference.
Enjoy my ass.
Well, at least everything went well. We now know that Q Team and D Team are safe.
Oh, so the votes were balanced.
You mean from back at 1330?
I'm pretty sure that's the moment.
So what time is it now?
0003.
Does that mean we're in the new year?
The time on this watch is right? I guess so.
Whoa, but wait. What if time ended up going in reverse?
What are you talking about, Junpei?
I just thought that maybe that was the case. So, what do we do now?
This is becoming a regular thing.
Want to play hoops?
There aren't any balls.
We can use gas.
No! Why would you do this?
Junpei, you're really...
Then how about that box? Seriously, what the hell is this thing?
A force quit box.
I know that. I'm asking what exactly it's going to end.
Whatever it is, we can't do anything unless we have the password.
A password. Huh.
What is it,
Wait,
Carlos?
what?
I feel like I can almost remember.
What?
The password to open this box.
How do you know?
Just shut up for a second. I think
Why
the
did you, of all
password has to
people,
be-
ask that? Granted, you know, it's a very sudden event, so she didn't really have time to think, oh, wait, maybe it's more of a genetic fields, but that's obviously the answer here. But, yeah, I don't know. Okay, everyone has a password. I still don't know what any of them are yet. Okay, I won't do all these then. I figured... Okay, I still don't know.
Damn it! It's right there on the tip of my tongue.
I'll try to find them before I, like, look anything up. And if I look anything up, I'll look up how to find them, not the passwords themselves. But yeah, so... Yay! There we go! Next time, we'll keep doing rooms and figuring out what the heck to do here. So now we know that each one of them also has a force quit box that has been done. In fact, I probably will not have anyone press the button unless I have to. Because, oof, man. But I have a feeling that all 3 force quit boxes might result from completing all 3 of that team, all of that team's room. Actually, wait a minute. I haven't done that, have I? No, not all of them are unlocked yet, so never mind. There's also a lot of other things I haven't quite done yet, as far as, like, choices to make. I'm gonna try something. Okay, so the choice about who killed Mira. You know who killed Mira in the ending that went full circle back to VLR? Sigma did it, right? I'll say Sigma, see what happens.
Wait, Eric. I didn't kill Mira.
You didn't?
Of course I didn't. I could never do some...
Then tell me who did it. Tell me the killer's name.
But
20 seconds. That's all I'm giving you. You better tell me the truth. Now, 19. How could someone who's already dead kill her?
Okay. Wait, Sigma was already dead? Why is because... Oof, man. I still think I don't have the answer to that, then. I still think I don't. That's force quit. Yeah, all of them have the force quit boxes in the shot, right? Yeah, so. Okay, that is exactly what I think it is. Anyway, okay. So, next time we'll do one of these, because I think that's our only option right now. Yep, other than the other force quit boxes, so next time we have to do one of these. I will probably save the one with the chainsaw for last, because I'm really afraid why the fuck that happens. I think that's the one where Akane ends up escaping alone. I really don't want to know why she ends up doing that, because it seems like the only way that could happen is if she killed both of them. Oh yeah, another thing I just thought of. I wanted to see the sentence they said about Lotus, because I really like her. And also I wanted to see if it had any implication that even she could possibly be a thing with Seven now. I would hope so. Either way, friends, like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to. That'd help me a whole lot. And for today, my little life lesson, I'm going to try to keep them little as in small as in not a billion sentences. Try and just enjoy life, frienderinos. Keep just, like, focusing on what lights you up. And if you have no idea what that is, or think there's nothing, experimenting's all you can do. Experiment not just with doing different stuff, but also with, like, what if I just decided that this might be worth it, or I just, like, decided to do something a little different, something maybe I thought wouldn't really work, but I keep hearing does work, like meditation, or literally all that is required to get out of despair is just shaking things up a little bit. Like, oftentimes, just getting out of your comfort zone a very small amount, just going somewhere different, doing something different. Monotony is like a silent fucking killer, my dude. Especially these days, in the post-COVID days, where a lot of people are still just kind of languishing at home. And that is just not good for anyone long-term, just isn't. So if that's part of your problem, you frankly need to fix that. Because, welcome to the club, people. But you get out of there and you realize, oh yeah, this is why it's not great to be cooped up in your house. And also, like, try to connect with people. If you're a recluse, you do need to fix that eventually. It just fucks you up at some point. Thankfully, you can repair yourself with the right kinds of people. But that requires putting yourself out there and possibly getting hurt by the wrong kind of people. But it is worth finding the right kind of people. Trust me. that I've been finding more of them. Part of how I've been finding more of them is just putting myself out there on this YouTube channel and on Twitch, but finding real-life friends is important too. Now, I have mostly online friends. I have a couple of online friends that I communicate with on a frequent basis online, and I have a few people in real life that I do stuff with as well, and I try to also keep relationships up with my family, and now that I'm unreclusing myself and doing all of those things, I feel happier in general, and I think it's just, we take for granted how important connection is, and in this day and age, it's easier and easier to feel like you've got all your needs met by technology, but you don't really. Nothing can replace human connection, really, which is why I'm afraid about what AI is going to do to people. It's going to make a lot of people, like, just go further into hidey holes and, like, being a kind of person who was already extremely prone to that for years. Coming out of it was the only way to, like, be better. I'm really afraid about what it'll do to other people. But I know that I'm aware enough that AI is not going to fuck me up like that. AI and just, like, how technology is going in general these days. But, I think AI is going to compound that issue, but I think long-term it will also help society, hopefully, if they develop it along the right paths. And these people are really careful. And these people, like, people know the dangers of it, you know. Anyone that's watched sci-fi knows the dangers of it. So I actually have faith that we can figure it out, just like we haven't managed to destroy the world with nuclear bombs yet. What I'm guessing is there's going to be some, like, sci-fi level AI human deaths of some description somehow, but it's not going to be extinction level. But anyway, on a much brighter note, have a lovely, lovely days, friends. See you next time. Although I don't know if it's going to be bright next time. Most of this game isn't going to be bright, but anywho, have lovely days. I hope your day is bright, at least. In some description. Sometimes even consuming dark content can make your day feel better. It's an interesting paradox. I think a lot of it's like the emotional release of, like, I understand what these characters are feeling kind of a thing. Anyway, have good days, friends. Wow!